Hey guys, I'm back, and I'm getting ready to head out here in a little bit. I did this video earlier, so if you see on, I'm not afraid to say where I'm at. So if you see on Facebook or any kind of tracking device, you can see where I'm at. But I want to welcome 11 new people to Team Beth, and two males, the first two males, which are both from Kentucky. You know, Ryan and Ted, welcome aboard. I appreciate it. Um, anyway, we're going to go over a few things, and listen to that. Listen. Peace and quiet. Valuable thing you need to have in your life. Peace and quiet. Okay, so anyway, let's start out with one. Now, I made several comments today that I was going to talk about this or talk about that. And, it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, isn't it? That's what they say. It's a woman's prerogative. Let's talk about perspective. Just shout it on out there. You know what perspective is? Now, I'm not going to use my own words because people tend to say that I don't know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, okay, you can judge that for yourself. So I'll explain it to you like I'm talking to a 2-year-old, okay? Now listen, okay? Perspective. Oh, mercy. A particular attitude. That's perspective. A point of view. That's perspective. So, many people have their own perspective on what they believe and what they think. Okay? Now let's talk about intuition. Okay? I'm not talking about your tuition to go to college that most likely you get a grant for or your parents pay for. And that's fine, that's fine. I had the luxury of having a basketball scholarship, and I thank God for that. I do. And I have a degree. I could have taught school. I could have taught PE, and, that I just always wanted to be a cop. And now I have no desire to be a cop in Ironton, but I do have a desire to be the first female sheriff in Lawrence County. And if I don't achieve that, I don't care, And I want to reach out to Joe Ross. Joe Ross, I gave him a public endorsement. And, people say, who are you to give somebody a public endorsement? Well, why would people ask me to endorse them publicly? I'm just a regular citizen taxpayer. I'm just a regular citizen. But I'm not gonna sit here and blow smoke up your ass. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna talk about a few things, and then I'll be going down downtown in a little bit. And you know what's so funny? Speaking of going downtown, you know what's so funny? Oh, oh God, honey. People have contacted me from Canada, from Alaska, from New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, all over the country, wanting me to simply do another roast on somebody. Now, the only person that objected to that was you, Bo. But you're going now, aren't you, honey? Okay. But anyway, so perspective and intuition. Now, what do those two things have in relevance? Okay, let's pull it up here, and we'll give you the right definition. And yes, I got a hoodie on because I'm going out here in a little bit. Okay, the intuition. Okay, the ability to understand something immediately. Okay, without the need for conscious reasoning. Okay, now one might say that intuition is just about a woman thing. Yeah, but men have intuition too. You might have oh mercy. we shall allow our intuition to guide us. Now, do police officers use their intuition? Okay. Uh, uh, Very nice young man, family, stopped by here about 3 weeks ago, and he's a good guy. He's a big old boy, and he helps me out here around here, and he's a good guy. And but his wife left here. Okay, his wife lived here, and 3 blocks down the road, she got pulled over by Jordan. By you, buddy. I don't know you. I don't even know if that's your first name or your last name. So it's really not my concern, but I will mention what people tell me, and I'll confirm it before I do it. But you know what you did, and every time you talk on that, even though it's FirstNet, anytime you talk on that, and I know you guys got those little cell phones and you talk all that stuff, you think that's not traceable. Oh man, I tell you. Anyway. Oh my. Okay. So intuition and perspective. Look that up and see what, everybody has a chance to have their own perspective on things. It could be positive or negative. You can judge people and people say, who are you to judge? Well, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just telling facts and what I know. Now, if it's hearsay, I'll say, well, it's only hearsay. It's only hearsay, and I will say that. But if I'm looking on my my iPad or my desktop or my phone, and I know how to research, you can find out these simple little things. It's right there at your fingertips. So easy. So intuition, your insights and intuition as a speaker are positively salt. You know what salt means? Now, it's not something you sprinkle on your steak. Okay, I had to do away with salt. That's probably why I lost so much weight. But anyway, a speaker of positively salt. Now, that's SOUGHT. Now, I'll leave that to you all to gobble over and figure it out. Okay? Okay, so let's see here. And like I said, we're going out at, oh man, I don't need to tell what time it is, but we're headed down to Etna Street. There's something going on down there. But let's talk about, oh gosh. Anyway, the guy that was working for me, his wife left here, and Jordan pulled her over, and they had tinted windows in the car. Now, back in the day, we had a little stick, and that we would hold up to something. We'd pull them over for tinted windows, and you'd hold that little stick up, and then you would say, well, you rate such and such on this. If you don't, I'm going to give you a ticket for tinted windows, and you better take that off. Okay? Every single unmarked SUV that's got a city plate has tinted windows, But anyway, the lady that Jordan poured over had tinted windows, and he walked up to the car, and she's never been pulled over in her life. And she rolled down the window, and she said, "Can I help you, sir?" And he said, "Oh, never mind. I thought you were somebody else." I'll say that again. He pulled her over. She rolled down her window. He said, "Oh, never mind. I thought you were somebody else." Okay, well, if the windows were tinted, and then are you that ignorant to say, "Oh, I thought you were somebody else," and then let him go? Is that a little form of intimidation? People, do you think people don't send me pictures and videos of stuff going on? They may not be willing to speak out, but I don't care. I don't care to speak out. It's a brand new day, people. Use your voice. And I posted something on Facebook today, or on YouTube, and I said, don't whine about this and that. I understand why people put things on Facebook about when they're down and depressed. I did it for years. And, I understand that. And a lot of times people post memes that don't, or anything that don't particularly pertain to them. It's just something they like, or it's funny, or you're sharing it with somebody that you care about that may be having a hard time. I'm not picking on anybody. You guys know that. Okay. Now I told you we were going to go to the Ironton Police Department website. So all you got to do is this. Ironton Police Department, City of Ironton website. There we go. Now, of course, it's got options: calls, directions, share. Well, of course, we can't call them because you got to call the sheriff's office, okay? Then you got to ask them to contact IPD, and then IPD's got to figure out what's going on, and then by the time they get to your house, you may be dead, and 911, automated. That's that. Now, if this is an emergency, well, what are you for, 911? If somebody's calling 911, obviously it's an emergency. So how many people die because everything's automated now? And I had it out with a robot tonight, and I got on the phone, and I was calling to check on something pertaining to my business, and press 1. Press 1. Now, if you notice when you call these customer service things, whether it be any kind of company or Spectrum, which I've had a field day with Spectrum, and I'm not saying anything bad about Spectrum. I'm just saying, I've had Dish, DirecTV, Spectrum, Mystery Cup. Honey, it's Gatorade. I'm getting ready to go out for the night. Okay, anyway. So, excuse me, my nose itched. Okay. So anyway, let's go here. Okay. It says, Ironton Police Department, Police Dispatch. Police Dispatch, okay. 740-532-3525. Well, that's the sheriff's office, okay. Now, we can also Google how many city police departments that are funded by taxpayers lock their doors. You can't go down there and file a complaint. You gotta jump through the hoops to actually get a hold of somebody. And then when you do get a hold of somebody, how long does it take them to get there? So I'm asking you to be reasonable people, be smart. And if you call 911, or if you call the sheriff's department, or if you call, anybody you call, just jot it down there. You don't have to have a computer or laptop, iPad. Just take a pencil and just take it on the. Just like my friend Susan Betty, she does everything handwritten. She don't believe in that bank stuff, automated stuff, and it's such a hilarious thing to be at her house when telemarketers call, because she just tells them right off. I'm going to skip around a little bit because I'm free to do that. But one day I was down at Susan's, and we got the Ironton Police Department pulled up here. Oh, now, and let me tell you about the Susan first. I go down there 3 or 4 times a week, and anything that lady needs, I'm going to be there for her. And if you're my friend, and even if you're not my friend, I help a lot of people that I haven't even met yet. But anyway, she'll say she has the best comebacks. Now, if you can speak English, she'll talk civil-headed. Now, she'll get you at the end, but if you can't speak English, she'll call you out on that. Now, I am not prejudiced against anybody that can't speak English. But if you are living in the United States of America, and the land of the free and the home of the brave, and you can't speak English, you need to learn that. I'm learning Spanish now, thanks to a friend of mine, Rick Ulrey. Yeah, yeah, I'm learning Spanish now. So it's a good thing. But anyway, old Susan, she's a hoot, I'm telling you. And she went to school with my mother. So it's very interesting to sit down and talk with her. And she can, I mean, she was there at Arlington High School. She interacted with my mother. And she went to my mom's house on 7th Street there. And I miss that house so much. I do. And to not be able to go in your childhood home because your parents are deceased, it's so hard. I try not to drive by there. It's just hard. It is for me anyway. I'm that sentimental. But old Susan Betty, they'll call her and they'll start talking. She'll let them talk for a little bit. It's according on what kind of mood she's in now. Sometimes she gets a little moody, and she's a tough pine knot, buddy. She is. I don't really know what a pine knot is, but I hear that from a lot of country folks, and but she tells me all kinds of wise things, and it's just so much fun to be around her. But telemarketer called one day, and he couldn't speak English, and she said, "Well, I thought, are we still meeting at the same hotel tonight?" And he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to say. So don't feel obligated when these telemarketers call you to listen to them in fear of being rude. These people are making a living. And, I talked to a friend of mine tonight, and, anything after 8 o'clock, any kind of customer service you're trying to get to, they told me that most of those calls go overseas to the Philippines or wherever. That's just the way it is. You order something from Japan, it might take 3 or 4 minutes to get it, but you'll get it. But I'm not going to get into the whole politic thing about us providing weapons and ammo to other countries, but don't risk our soldiers' lives fighting for a cause that doesn't have anything to do with us. We don't have to be the country's police. Now, it's respectful to do that, but what happens if we have a catastrophe or disaster here? Now, when 9/11 happened, how many people, how many countries helped us out? Now, they probably did, and I'm not going to say who did or who didn't. I haven't had time to look that up, but that's a food for thought. You can look it up yourself. Okay, let's get back here. Okay, home, the city of Ironton. Okay. Below is a list of departments and contact information for the Ironton City Police Services available to our citizens. Okay, we'll click on it. Okay, it didn't do anything. We'll go down here to departments. Okay, City of Ironton departments. What cracks me up is the detective division. Oh my God, if you've got 12 officers, excuse me, if you've got 12 officers, how can you have a division of anything? Really? A detective division would have to be over one person. And not even maybe over one person, but maybe 2 people. But then you would say, our detectives, you can reach our detectives. Don't claim to have a detective division. Don't claim to have a detective division. Don't do that. You look ignorant, okay? So if you click on, okay, what is Ironton, Ohio, known for? And I think that is amazing. I've been in the parade ever since I was like 8 years old, with Patty Roush and the Starliners, and sometimes I would even go through it twice. If I had, I'd go through with the band as a field commander or twirling or anything like that. And then I would go back around for something else, and that's fine. And then I've got pictures of my mom being in the Memorial Day parade as the Queen, Festival Hills Queen. But anyway, so that's what is Ironton, Ohio known for? First, that the parade pops up first, as it should. That's fine. Okay. What is the non-emergency for? Non-emergency, emergency for Art in Ohio. Okay, let's see. Okay. If you are the victim of a crime and want to report it, please call our administrative office at, and it gives a number, 740-532-2338, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Okay? So if you have a problem past 4, there you go. You got to wait till 8 the next day. They don't have time for you. This is the police department, people. 24/7, right? Okay, yeah, and then it goes on, and it talks about, about the history of Ironton. God. Oh, my God. Okay, let's see what this says. Ooh, this is on ABC News. A third of officers in an Ohio Police Department hit with civil rights and abuse charges. It's right there, people. I'm not going to have to spell Google, am I? Okay. Unlawful conduct by officers, and I'm not going to list their names. Okay. Anyway, so we'll go on here and see what it says. And I want to get to the website here, but I'm going to just journey through this and see what we can come up with. You can either watch it. You don't have to watch. I don't care. But I will be out tonight, and we're headed towards Etna, only because there's some people supposed to meet down there. And I'm not going to say what time, And we're not going to have torches in bottles, and we're not going to riot, and we're not going to protest carrying a sign. We're not going to do any of that. We're not going to break the law. So keep that in mind. Oh, there's images. So that is hilarious. Oh, wait a minute here. Let's see what this is. I don't know about that. We'll click on it, and I'm not going to say anything. Nothing personal. It's just on, let's see what it says. No, I won't go there. Farewell to a storied career. Yeah. Okay, that, and we won't go into that because it's nothing personal, but we will see.
Are you the chief? Are you Pam? You're Pam. There's Pam Wagner. Yeah. So she came here, and what Pam
It's
said
in my video.
was that she would arrest her for filing a false complaint.
That is not.
That's what you said. That's what you said, Pam. Don't lie. That's what you said. I got it on video. Why can't
I know you all recognize that's Chili. It's not me. It just pops up when you Google the Ironton Police Department.
That's what you said. That's what you said. Do you know what I do? When I show the video to my audience, not just me's going to show up here. There's going to be a lot of people. Okay. I'm one of the leaders of this movement, and people are going to come here and
That's him, not me. I'm not a leader of any movement.
You know handcuffs are torture, right? Absolute torture. Okay. You don't know what I'm doing here, but let me just tell you something. The light has begun, and the federal civil lawsuits begin now that I'm here. I'm here to file a federal civil rights lawsuit against you. That's why I'm here. All right. And you guys been picking on people who don't have the brains, the charisma, or the knowledge to actually take you on. And that's why I'm here, Pam. Okay. You know whose head's gonna roll and get fired? Yours.
That's not my video. That's not my video, and I didn't shoot a gun. Okay, let's just go on down and see what else we got here. And we can go back. We can go back all the way to Rodney McFarland, Bill Garland, Kerry, and all those before the most recent chiefs. And even back to, here was a joke they played on me my first week when I was a rookie. Chief Atkinson, I don't know his first name. I think it was Bill, but it may not have been. It may not have been, but Grover Carter, he said, there's a parking violation down here, and he gave the former chief's address, and he said, go tow his car. So I said, okay, did what I was told. So I go down there, and it was on 9th Street down there, right past Pleasant. And he didn't have any I ran his tag. He didn't have any reason for me to tow his car, but Grover told me to go tow his car, and you know, I'm sure they got a big laugh out of it, but that was okay. But anyway, I go up to the door and I knock on the door. I didn't know the man, and I said, "Sir, I've been told to come down here about your car. Have you moved your car recently?" And he said, "Who do you think you are?" And I was like, "Well, sir, I work for the Arlington Police Department." And he said, "Do you realize who you're talking to?" And I said, "No, sir, I don't, but you can enlighten me if you want." And he went on and on and on. And then I went back to the police department. I didn't tow his car. I didn't take a chalk mark and chalk it like they're supposed to do. But they don't do that anymore. They don't have time. 4th floor. Anyway, when I got back to the station, they all got a big chuckle out of that. That was funny. Yeah. Well, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, mercy. Okay. So that's a whole nother story, and we will continue. Just stick with me here. Let's just talk for a little bit. Now, I know the reason why 4 officers, I know the reason why 4 officers left there prior, in 8 or 10 years ago, and I know the reason that the most recent 4 officers left. I know where they went. I know what they did. I know everything. I'm not bragging about. It's not rocket science like I always say. To just research it. But anyway, if you resign, we won't file any criminal charges. Okay, pack up and get the hell out. Leave your wife behind, your kids, whatever. Okay. Anyway, oh, mercy. Oh, now let's go right to the website. Now, it's my understanding that, and I may be wrong. Feel free to correct me. I'm not always right. I will voice my opinion, but I'm not always right. But, I'm human. Okay, so let's go to the website. Okay, scroll over here. And, okay, let's click on it. Okay. There's a tip line. There's a tip line. When you call that tip line, do you get a recording? Let's call it. You want to? Hold on here. Let me write it down. Now, a tip line, usually, well, I don't really need to call, but I will, you can just go on the website and check it out. Let's see down here, and it announces who's who and all that, and the tip line, and it talks about yard sale permits and that, and the mission of the Ironton Police Department is to work together with our citizens to keep Ironton a safe place to live, work, and play. By working with local, state, and national agencies, we also actively work to suppress drunk and impaired driving. Let me say that again. By working with local, state, and national agencies, we also actively work to suppress drunk and impaired driving incidents and the illicit drug trade. Now, you're working on a drug trade, but yet you have a former officer in prison for drug trafficking. Does that make sense to you people? Does that make sense? No, I'm not judging the person. I'm judging the charge. I'm judging the example. I mean, it wasn't me that put him on the news. It wasn't me that told these officers to go to Chillicothe or to Portsmouth. It wasn't me. It's on the news, people. It's not me. Okay, anyway, it says another goal of our department is to help protect the children of Ironton. Let's think about that. Another goal of our department is to help protect the children of Ironton. Now, if any of you people out there have ever had an episode where the Ironton Police Department protected your child, what do? They call CPS. And then CPS is over protecting your child. Now, I was on several calls, many calls over the years. Like I've said before in a video, kids don't lie. They don't lie. And that's a lot of the reason why bullying goes on at schools, because they don't lie. And that's a quality that adults don't have. I always, other officers, would, slam down the father and, and do all that. My first thing was to take the kids out of the room into another room so they didn't have to witness that, okay? And then you just sit down and you say, hey, guys, what's going on? And then they say, Daddy hit Mommy, or Mommy hit Daddy. Daddy stabbed Mommy with a fork. She slapped him, or Daddy shot Mommy, or Mommy fell down the steps. And we found her, but we don't know what happened. They will tell you the truth. And if you can't get your child to tell you the truth, I would strongly suggest that you get therapy for that child. And, kids will tell a perfect stranger more than they are afraid to tell their parents because, one, they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be punished for being honest and say they're afraid. I remember one time I had a blue coat that had big old white buttons on it, and it was wool. And I went to Lombard School with my sisters, and what was that teacher's name? Sandy. If you remember his name was Sandy. His first name was. I think he's passed away long ago, and rest in peace, sir. But back then, girls had to wear a dress. Well, my mom would always, nowadays kids pick out their own outfits and all that. That's fine. But back in the day, whatever your mom laid out for you, that's what you wore, whether you liked it or not. I think we've all seen that picture of me in that red pageant dress, and I'm like, it was so itchy. I couldn't stand it. It was like fibers cutting into my body, but yet I on the stage out there, doing that whole thing. But anyway, that's a whole different story. But anyway, yeah, I'm jumping around a little bit. I just want to confuse you people. So anyway, oh gosh, protect the children of Ironton. And we'll go into depth further on the qualifications you need to work at CPS. And you can run, but you can't hide. Your past always follows you, people. It always does. You think you get home at night and you think, oh man, nothing happened to me. It's coming. Not from me. It's not coming from me. I simply state what I feel, and that's my right. And I'll continue to do that. I don't care whose feelings I hurt. I don't care. I don't care. I have no filter. Okay, so anyway, we got past the listen to this about children of Ironton. We do this through a number of community initiatives, such as school presentations and community education initiatives. Now, If you're going to do that, wouldn't that be in the Tribune? Now, I'll look into that. When was the last time that IPD did any community initiatives, such as school presentations and community education initiatives? That might be something important to bring up. Okay, and it says our end goal is to help them flourish in a safe, supportive neighborhoods, which in turn enables them to grow into productive adults and citizens. Oh my gosh. Who wrote this stuff for you guys? You sure didn't. Who's going to protect these kids? Their parents are going to protect them kids. And if the parents are bad to them kids, and you know a cop, those kids are going to suffer. Those kids are going to suffer. And, but I'll do another whole thing about that. I've already talked about that several times. Let's go down here and see what. Okay, submit a tip. Okay, here it is. See it? Submit a tip. Okay. Well, I talked about it on my little roast with the IA. A young minor submitted a tip to the IA, and did he help her? No. He went and told the officer about it, and then we all know what happened after that. Okay, so anyway, submit a tip. Okay. This is so funny. Okay, so listen. They just told you what the dispatch number was, which is 532-3525, okay? And then 2 paragraphs down, where it says submit a tip, it says, we depend on your help to prevent crime. Now I understand that. You know, you see a crime, call the police. Now, you may have to jump through 3 hoops to get one of them, and if they're busy, they may not help you, but, you know, that's just how it is. It's all over the country. That's not my concern. I don't care what happens in California. I care what happens right here. Okay, so anyway, we depend on your help to prevent crime and spot problems or violations in Ironton. Well, why do the citizens have to drive around and try to spot crimes when all of you guys are on the 4th floor locked inside a police department with your cars running? Run out that gas. Act like you've been somewhere. We've got video. I don't have to go live and, there they are. And get all excited. I don't have to do that. You know, we all seen what IA did. Oh my God, there's a cop. The cop turned left, IA turned right. I don't even have to say the word. I think you all know that. Anyway, it says submit a tip. So they gave you the number to call, 532-3525, which is the sheriff's department, okay? And then it says in the very next paragraph, call our anonymous tip line at 532-3525. Okay, so there's 2 options there. You can submit a tip, or you can anonymously call a tip. But it's both the same numbers, people. It's both the same numbers. 532-3525. So is it can you say your name, or can you just simply make up a name? Well, we all see who hides behind made-up names on here. I don't, but, you know, I'm not afraid, so it doesn't. Okay, listen to this. Now, this is on the Ironton City Police website. Okay, it says, and I'm going to repeat this one more time. Call our anonymous tip line at 740-532-3525. You can use this number to give us a confidential and anonymous tip about any kind of crime or suspicious activity that you or someone else saw earlier. Well, when you do that, they don't respond because that's hearsay. You know, that's hearsay. That's hearsay. Okay. You can share anything. That's what it says. You can share anything. No information is too small or unimportant. No information is too small or unimportant. Okay. Well, I don't. That's what it says. Okay. Please describe the location of the incident and any details you can provide about the person and the circumstances. We will follow up on all tips you provide. Well, when will you do that? After you get done on the 4th floor? When are you going to follow up on that tips? And do you actually come across a public channel so everybody can know what you're doing and where you're at? No, you don't. It's a secret. It's a secret. And also, when can you turn that body cam lasts for 12 hours? So when can you just push that button and determine when you want to turn your body cam on or body cam off? Now, I've already spoke about the details about that, and you can look that up. Why would you turn your body cam off? That's your best friend. That's your best friend if you're a police officer, because that proves if somebody assaulted you and you had to fight back and detain them, or you had to use excessive force to protect your life as a police officer, why turn the body cam off? And then why, once it says, and there's a body cam footage policy. Now, I'm going to see if it's on here. There's a body cam footage policy. Okay? Why does it take 4 months for an attorney that you have to pay for to get body cam footage? Read the law, people. It's public record. You have public access. You can ask for anything. Now, it's kind of funny that you can go, I'm sure you watch these cop shows, and I'm not saying they're all true or they're not, but you can go all the way back to Hill Street Blues. And you young folks won't know what that show was. But they have warehouses full of cardboard white boxes with the name, the date of the incident, and all of the files and the paperwork that pertain to that particular case, okay? But yet, if you go down there and you ask whoever for a police report, well, we can't find it. Is that against a policy? I think maybe it is. We can't find it. Okay, let's go on down here. So they want you to provide the location of the incident. Okay, now if they weren't sitting at the station, they were out and about, when you call that anonymous tip line, shouldn't they get on their cell phone and say, hey, we just got a tip, run by there real quick? Well, if you're up on the 4th floor and your pants are down around your ankles, you're not going to be anywhere to check on that anonymous tip now, aren't you? Now, that's my opinion. I can say what I want to, but I know facts. And just like I said earlier today, you watch these movies about, what's that movie with Goldie Hawn's daughter, Famous something, something about groupies or whatever. You can follow these people and live your life like that, and that's fine. And, I'm not saying anything, I don't care if you follow my channel or not, okay? So it says if you choose to leave your name, please use your real name, okay? Let me blow that up here real quick. See right there where it says your real name. Well, they just said you can post a tip anonymously. Then they ask you to leave your real name. What the hell? Okay, so it's all on there. Okay? Okay. If you are the victim of a crime and want to report it, please call our administrative office. Well, if you're a victim of crime and you call 911, shouldn't they be there within 30 minutes? You can reach one end of Ironton, south to north, in a matter of 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. Oh, mercy. Okay. Thank you for helping us make Ironton a safer place to live, work, and play. You're welcome. Okay. Auction information. Let's talk about that. The Ironton Police Department vehicle impound auctions are an auction of vehicles that have been confiscated by the IPD and cannot or may not be returned to their original owners because they don't have no money. How much does it cost for your car to sit in the impound lot every day? Oh, mercy. Okay. Auctions of vehicles that have been confiscated by the IPD and cannot or may not be returned to their original owners. Occasionally, these may also contain retired police vehicles. So now you can get a police vehicle, you know, and you got that spotlight on the side of your car, and you can drive around and several people. I've arrested several people. But get those cars and drive around and pull people over and act like they're a cop, you know. We'll just enroll in the academy, people. Okay. Now, for the next available auction date and a list of impound vehicles, call our administrative offices, like I said, or you can check out our Facebook page, check the city calendar, or watch out for information on our news feed here on the city website. Okay. Then it goes down to the Ohio Civil Service application. Okay. In order to work for the city of Ironton, you must first complete the Ohio Civil Service application. Okay, been there, done that. This is an ongoing and open application process in order to be considered for employment with the city of Ironton. Now, did you hear that? It's a process. So if you were a Proctorville cop and you did something wrong, come on down to Ironton. If you're a Proctorville cop and you do something wrong, come on down to Chesapeake. If you're a Proctorville cop, come to Cold Grove. And if you're a Cold Grove cop, go to Hanging Rock. Okay. But it's an ongoing and open application process. Okay, it says click the link below to view fallout and or download the Ohio Civil Service application for employment with City of Ironton. Now, it doesn't say anything about a physical fitness test. But the first time there was females involved, you know, you took the civil service test and you had to pass. You had to run a mile and a half. And I've been an athlete since I was 10. You know, my friends that played ball with me on 8th Street Park, McGivney, and the people that lived across the street, I still talk to them people, and they're friends of mine. And you know, I've been an athlete since I was 10. And oh my God, and they don't have a physical fitness test anymore. Now, wouldn't you think that Channel 3 would like that to come down and film? You know, today IPD's having a mandatory physical fitness test that you have to pass. Okay, like I said in a video the other night, they had $1,000 a year when I was a cop. For you to pass a physical fitness test, and if you did, you got $1,000. Okay, well, I did, and the next day the day they announced that next night after I got off work, me and Steve Wilson, some people call him a different name, but he's awesome. I mean, I tell you, if you want to trust somebody, you ask for Steve Wilson. I know his family well, and he was right there, and me and him were at the track over here in Ironton, and we both passed the test, and he was like, go Beth, and I never will forget that. And when his dad passed away, I don't know how many of your coworkers were there, honey, but I'd already been fired, but I was there, wasn't I? Okay, we ain't going to click the link below, and it says news and updates. Okay, let's see what date this says. Now hiring entry-level police officer. Okay, here it says it right here. Now hiring entry-level police officer, okay? Okay, so, oh, mercy. Now, if you are a police officer for the city of Ironton, now you can check this out for yourself. You must be a resident of Ironton or Launch County, so far out, okay? Now, why would a cop that lives in West Virginia get to drive a police cruiser all the way to West Virginia every night on our tax dollars. And I think we all know who I'm talking about. Nothing personal. It's just the facts, you know. And yeah, we pay for that gas. Okay. And then it talks about COVID-19. Now you got to realize, COVID-19 it's over. It might still be going on. My sister recently had it. She's had it 3 or 4 times. I've never had it because I stay out of crowds. I don't do it. I don't want to shop. I don't want to do that. Anyway, it talks about vaccination clinics and COVID and all that. Is that the most recent news you guys put on your website? Okay. In the event of an emergency, dial 911. Well, I just told you that you dial 911. It's automated. Okay. And it goes on to tell about things. Now they're hiring a new firefighter, and that's great. They talk about Dora and the Memorial Day Parade, and so let's go on down here. Okay, well, that's kind of about it. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I spoke about Joe Ross. I have the utmost respect for him. Now, you may not like him, and yeah, I may know what he's done in the past, but he was always good to me. And there came a time when there were some layoffs at the police department, and he had a choice to be laid off until he got called back. And he didn't think he was any better than anybody else. So he worked the garbage truck for a long time, you know. And look how people judge the garbage men, you know, just because. And they work hard, you know. Do you want to go drive down the alleys and in the dead of winter, standing on the back of a garbage truck and pick up people's trash and do that? That's a hard job. Do they get paid as much as these cops that are sitting down here on the 4th floor? With all them cardboard boxes of records that don't exist. No, kudos to my garbage men. You guys are great. Okay, so let's see. It says city government. Okay. Log in to get the full experience. Okay, let's do that. We'll see. Well, I'm not gonna waste my time doing all that. I think I pretty much made my point. What's a non-emergency phone number? Ironton. Here you go. Ironton, Crow Wing County, Ohio Police Reports and Police. I don't know what Crow Wing County is, but I'll find out. And it says you can perform a free Ironton, Ohio public police records search, including a current and recent arrest, driving violations, and arrest inquiries. Well, what about when they have to arrest their own? Okay, we're not going to go there. And police departments aren't Ohio arrest records and police, okay? And it tells you how to do that. Oh, mercy. Oh, my goodness. Okay, then it goes down to Mays versus Ironton. And it talks about, and I have all due respect for Chief of Police Walter Eugene Markle, and who was shot and killed in the line of duty while attempting to stop a jailbreak at the Lawrence County Jail. Yeah, he did his job. And oh, Danny boy. Okay. Now it talks about the Ironton Police Department relying on FirstNet. Let's click on that. Okay. Ironton Police Department relies on FirstNet to communicate and stay connected. Do they stay connected to the citizens, to the public? No, they stay connected to themselves. You know, why not, why why not let everybody hear what you're doing? If you ain't doing nothing wrong, why? Who hooked them up with that FirstNet? Now, AT&T. Who previously worked for AT&T and hooked him up with that? And now he just says whatever he wants to because he's got special privileges. Okay. Okay, now we don't have to go on there and the drug task force and just try to keep in mind what these new officers that get hired. Yeah, you might see Otis there swearing them in, and but do we know anything about their background? Do we know anything about them? No, we don't. So we'll go on down here and contact City of Ironton, which you can do that. This is interesting. Ironton Tribune police reports. Okay, now, there was a log back in the day, and people could come in there and you can ask for the log and you can read everything that happened, what time it happened, who called in it, who called in the incident, what the results were, what officers went there. It was a log number. If you call the sheriff's department and you talk to somebody, ask their name, ask their badge number, ask the log number. They have to give you that information. Every single call they get, they have to type it into a computer, okay? And don't let anybody tell you different. Just research it. I'm still looking for public policy. No public policies on here. And he goes through to explain a certain amount of things here. So we'll get out of that. That's kind of too much to bull. This is going to be a hoot. Ironton Police Department provides ink fingerprinting. Let's see what the date. Well, I don't have a date. Ironton Police Department provides ink fingerprinting for the Lawrence County 22,000 residents. This location offers an additional convenience for our online live scan background check services in the state of Ohio. Try doing that and see how far you get. Okay. And then it just told you that you could get that access. And then it says report inaccuracies. Okay. Fingerprint fee charged by the fingerprint location is generally not covered by the transaction fee on applicantservices.com. Please obtain 2 fingerprint cards when you visit the service center. Then mail in your fingerprint card per instruction provided by the email from the such and such applicantservices.com to complete the electronic fingerprint card background check press. Okay. Oh, my word. Okay, and then, company, contact us, terms of use. Okay, then you can go down and you can, it says Ironton, Ohio Police City Jail Inmates. Well, first of all, Ironton don't have a jail, so they need to say the Lawrence County Jail. And then it gives you this right here, and it says Inmate Search. You see that? Inmate search, and you just type the name in there. It's pretty simple, and that inmate search will provide you with who is in jail. Oh my word! And it talks about bond and all that, and bail bondsman, and oh mercy. Oh my God. Okay. The Ironton Police Office has various strength units, including Smack, Bicycle Watch. Now, just a few days ago, a young man got hit by a car, and he's pretty bad off in the hospital. And there was 3 witnesses that saw the driver antagonizing this young man. His last name was Skaggs, and 3 witnesses saw the person driving that vehicle that hit this young man agitating him and driving in circles around him, telling him to get off the streets with his bicycle. But I'll after I confirm things, I'll get through that. Okay. And then it says, update. Surely to God, you people down there at IPD, you can update the website now. I believe other organizations, Friends aren't aren't in bloom, aren't alive. They update things. So just come down from the 4th floor and just update it. And Cindy can do that for you guys. She's great. Grew up with her, great person. So it says the Ironton Police Office has various strengths. And then it says the Ironton City Jail is a holding facility for Ironton Police Department at 301 South 3rd Street, Ironton, Ohio, 45638. Now, let me show you this, okay? The Ironton City Jail. There is no Ironton City Jail, people. It's at a Lawrence County Jail, okay? Now, you can just look this right here. Now, I may have to put it up there pretty close. You can read that, okay? You can look it up. The Ironton City Jail. Update your website, people. Okay. Oh, and it goes on there. And Lawrence County arrest warrants, county child support warrants, county clerk of courts, which you can find all kinds of information on the county clerk of courts. Okay. And then, if you're on the Ironton Lawrence County, Ohio overview, okay, the Lawrence County, Ohio overview, and it updated who the mayor was, but then it says population in 2010 was 11,129. Well, it's 2023. What in the hell took you that long? Why can't you go in there and update that? It takes a few minutes. Just slide over, hit space, type it in, update it. It's 2023, folks, not 2010. Okay. Oh, my God. Okay. Metro. Yeah, the big metropolis. Okay. Okay, then it talks about basic information. How many officers there are. There's not that many, but it says there are. It gives you the directions to how to get there, but I think everybody knows where it's at. And, but we all know where you can find them if they're not there. Most likely they're there, just like they were last night for 4 hours with the cars running. Let's check this one out. Police officer salary in Ironton, Ohio. Now, this is not me. This is on the internet, okay? Let's click on it and see what it says. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. Salaries. Okay. Estimated salaries, $44,619. When I first started, I got $10.54 an hour. Risk my life. They're risking their life. They get $44,619, and that's fine. I'm glad for you. Okay, now it says salaries by years of experience in Ironton, Ohio. Okay, less than a year, 37,781. 1 to 2 years, 1 to 2 years, 37,308. Now, did you just hear what I said? Did you just hear what I said? Years of experience. Less than 1 year, 37,781. 1 to 2 years, 37,308. Now think about what I just said. Okay, 3 to 5 years, 42,187. 6 to 9 years, and more than 10 years, 61,745. Now here it is, right here. I didn't make those numbers up. You see that? Now I'm not left-handed, so, but there it is. Okay, is this useful? Well, no, it's not useful because it's not up to date. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, well, I think I'm just go on there and check it out. And it talks about best paid skills and qualifications for police officers. Driver's license. Oh my goodness. The jobs requiring this license have decreased by 26.48% since 2018. Police officers with this license earn 12.73% more than the average base salary, which is $44,619 per year. Okay. And most common benefits for Ironton, or for police officers. Now let's make sure it's Ironton. That may not be, so I'm not going to say it. And it goes on to talk about separate issues about police officers, but it doesn't designate or show me that it's actually Ironton. So I'm not gonna repeat that. Listen to this. Question. Not my question. It's on here. Can you get rich being a police officer? Well, everybody knows you can't get rich being a police officer. Well, unless you get rich in some other manner. That wasn't my intention to get rich on being a police officer. Everybody knows what my intention was. So anyway, and while police may earn more in certain cities, this is usually because the city has a higher cost of living. Police officers can increase their income by advancing to detective or chief positions within the force. And then you hang in there. You hang in there to get those top 3 years. You make the most money. That way, that's what your pension's based on, your retirement. Okay, well, I think that's about enough for that. I'm going to return some calls, and I'll be back here in a little bit. Now, I'm getting ready to go out here, and like I said, I posted this earlier, but I'll be, whatever videos I get tonight, we'll be bringing them to you early in the morning. Okay? So, thank you for listening and take the time, but I understand it might have been boring, but it's on the Ironton City Police Department website, and there's no policy and procedures listed on there. Now, if you Google if police departments are supposed to list all of their policy and procedures on their website, and IPD don't have those policies and procedures on there, so people know. Just like the city of Ironton didn't post on the city of Ironton website about the forgivable loans. Thus, then they can pick out who and which gets that $49,900. And I told people, I said, go down and apply for one. You own a business, you don't have to be afraid. They can't shut you down. Well, I'm sure they can. They can pretty much do whatever they want to, but rely on your loyal customers. They're not going to, I don't know, people have a different way of thinking than I do, I guess. Loyalty has no boundaries with me. You're loyal to me, I'll be loyal to you. Anyway, so we're heading out, and it's going to be exciting. And I'll be back here maybe about 10:30. So And uh, I'll fill you in on what's going on. Now, if I get delayed and stay longer, like I said, I'm posting this early, but things may get twisted around here. And again, we will talk about the runoff coming up on November 21st, and the times, the early voting, and all that. Okay, and but listen, this is Beth Rich from Martin, Ohio. Chloe, come here, Chloe. Come here, baby. Come on, honey. Hold on, let me show you Chloe. It's my last Chihuahua. I've had 4 and 3 of them have passed. Hold on. Come here, honey. Yeah. Here's Chloe. Look here, Chloe. Chloe's 18 years old. And my last little Chihuahua. She hadn't got no teeth, but she's got a couple back teeth. So I got a hand feed her, and it's okay. And she misses Gracie. I had to put Gracie on a couple months ago. So she kind of waits until I go to bed. And sometimes I take her with me when we go out. And sometimes I don't. Anyway, I'll be back here in a little bit. Have a good night. Beth Rich, Ohio. God bless.